Hi, I just wanted to say some things about the EPPs and just what I have practiced in my classroom in the past. So, my most prominent EPP that I use is probably modeling. I've used that one for almost everything. I worked with, specifically, I worked a lot with high school kids with autism. So I would use their peers, peer modeling, or even I used a lot of visual modeling, such as showing them how to get from one class to another, especially during transition time and just in a regular high school, all the ins and outs of things like that, and what can go into kids with autism and just their sensory needs and what they would really prefer. Another one that I have used a lot of is reinforcements. I use those a lot, especially in my virtual settings that I am with now. I like to give positive reinforcements. So if they do like an if then type of situation, if they do something, then I like to give them an immediate reinforcement just in that time limit of our session, just so that the kid can remember, okay, this is going to happen. It's not going to be something that will happen down the road. It's going to happen immediately if I finish my task. So, like, if they like a certain funny video clip or a certain game, a lot of times, since it's virtual, it can be used. Games are very helpful for kids, even simple games with me, and that way we can even use that social interaction as well. Um, and then another one I like to use is task analysis and just breaking down a bigger task that is in very in depth and might have a lot of details into more of a step by step. This is what you do first, then do this. So, such as even using a planner or things like that, that I would practice with them. Okay, first you write down what you're doing at this time, then write down your schedule and that sort of stuff, just to help them get used to what it means to just be more independent as far as their learning goes, and also just with transitions once they get done with high school and into the real world, how they'll have to, know certain things for their day and that sort of thing. And then as far as the faces of autism, I really just related to Michael, who was more of the age that I worked a lot with, and I just developed those deep relationships with. And so those, as far as the faces with autism, sorry, earlier my dogs were barking. I would say that I really related to Michael and just how he was just a high school kid with autism. It just really spoke to me and just made me remember those special moments that I had with my students that were high school age. And just that's just a fun age in general, but just how they're trying to just be grown up, and all they really want in general, all we really want is to be liked, and to be accepted. And so I think that Michael's mom really hit it when she was saying, he's just a sweet kid, um, and he just wants to be accepted. And then some other things is that she said he just really enjoys praise, and what kid doesn't? I mean, that's just words of affirmation are usually a lot of people's love language. So I just like to use that as well in my sessions, and just in general in teaching, just praising kids and just accepting their differences and realizing we all have differences and being okay with talking about it. And I think a lot of times, especially with kids with autism, they might not understand what's going on, but they know that they're different, and they realize that, and they don't know how to necessarily communicate that with you, but it's always important to talk about it with them in time, or if they're aware, or if they're wanting to talk about it. And then, just I had this one kid who was just so sweet, always had a smile, and just, wasn't into peer pressure, didn't know, certain things, but he just always was, just so fun to be around, and just really enjoyed life. And so that's what I think of, with Michael as well, is just, I'm sure he just really enjoys life. He doesn't let, peer pressure get to him. Um, and then also, I really had fun with my students because they were just, black and white. They just saw things one way or the other, and they didn't, um, necessarily like to get in trouble, because they wanted to please the teacher. They wanted to please the adult, or whoever, they were with. So, just some things that I noticed in that Faces of Autism just resonated with me. So, all right. Thank you.